has been edified so far. And again, we're going to say all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Barak Barak Yahawashi, the ones to apostle elders, great millstone, most salutation to the brothers, teach the word for the hope elect. Soon to be the elect, most high will. Don't happen sooner than later because most high said he's showing time for the elect's sake. We're in the time of the elect. We're in the time of Esau's world going down, and what the Most High is about to usher in through his son Yahawashi in the upcoming kingdom, which is establishing righteousness with Jacob ruling forever, consisting of so-called Black, Latino, Native Americans, starting with the first fruits under Yahawah, Yahawashi, King David as the king, you know. So we're just gonna get a few articles and then close out.
All right. Pull up this first one.
We talked about the rich men. We talked about Esau pretty much ruling the world, pursuing the Job 9:24, and how that same evil spirit that Esau has is relating to today, and even going back days of slavery and beyond this America system, going back to the Greeks and the Romans, and what they were doing, and we're going to get into a little bit of has to do with economics regarding Esau against us and slavery. Go ahead.
Okay, this is slavery and American whiskey, dealing with
so slavery and American whiskey. Go ahead. And they I'm gonna just say this right quick. If you watch Space Invaders, what Cosmic Slop is called, which George Clinton is the executive producer. If you watch that, it'll show you how the what's his name? He played in Night Court and all that. Benson, he played Benson. Robert Gilliam or something like that, and he played in this little movie, fairly short movie clip. Movie called Space Invaders, and they were talking about how the Negro is one of the main consumer in American merchandise, and that includes liquor and
all
those clothing and all those other products. And they said if we got rid of because the space is called Space Traders, I think, and then the space aliens, they said space aliens, so-called space aliens, we called them, and they said they wanted to give them, they wanted America to trade with them for picking up melanated people. And then America was saying, well, what are you going to use them for? And I forgot what the alien said, but the alien was offering, saying we want the melanated people, which was the Negroes, basically. And then they contemplated, what that would mean if they had given them this, so-called black people. And then they started contemplating the price, their riches, according to how important it was the Negro had to be there, being the number one consumer. So that's a good watch, man. It shows you a lot. And, of course, they're going to make aliens look like they had, it was actual so-called UFO looking ships, but they made it look like aliens in there, of course. But they wanted melanated people. So it's a good watch, man. And he got some more, it's called Cosmic Slop. And he got a couple of more on there that's good to watch too. Go ahead, though. I just wanted to. And that's George Clinton, Cosmic Slop, COSMIC, like Cosmos, but Cosmic Slop.
Probably, Lord, when I go put it in the comment board, go find it and slap it in there in the comment section.
Yeah.
Like it was going into slavery and American whiskey, we're going in about, how they sold, some of the women for wine, and traded, like we were talking about at camp. It says, how important were slaves to American whiskey? It says, last year, Louisville-based Brown Foreman told New York Times that slave Nereus Green actually taught the Jack Daniel how to distill. So Jake taught him. I was quoted in this story and would like to elaborate about the enslaved people's contributions to American whiskey. At slave auctions, sale representatives would notate distiller-trained slaves, many of whom previously worked on Caribbean sugarcane plantations and contributed to the distillation of sugar's byproduct molasses to create rum. These skill sets earned premiums for their owners and made them attractive to buyers.
Well, and he's, brother mentioned skill set. A lot of them Negroes, they learned how to, they learned those as a skill to where they were able to do their own farming and create some, kind of basic industrial type of establishments. You know what I'm saying? If I'm saying that right, and so they a lot of them start kind of like get into smaller forms of business. They wouldn't consider business today, but they have their own little farming section. They that's why you have such thing as black farmers and all that, because they learn that in those fields by picking cotton and sugar cane and all that, and cultivating the land. Go ahead.
It says the biggest names in whiskey benefited from slave labor.
Biggest names in whiskey, man. And whiskey is high. If you go any liquor store, it's gonna be high, man. And all that money, they being able to accumulate and build off of that with the free labor of slavery. Go ahead.
It says our first president, of America, Babylon the Great, and early distiller George Washington used 6 slaves at the Mount Vernon distillery. It says one of the most widely referenced names in bourbon, Elijah Craig, whom the industry dubbed the father of bourbon, owned 32 slaves according to 1800 tax records. Craig's name dons a bourbon brand today.
Yeah. And like I said, with the cotton fields and all that, the Negroes picking all that cotton, the Levi's, I've said it before, they used to sell Levi jeans for gold. So if you go back to the days of in the 60s and a little bit before that, even into the 90s, if you buy a pair of Levi jeans, they're thick jeans. So, and they were selling them like a pair of pants, Levi jeans, I think was like $50 to $60 in fiat money and the dollar bill money. But back then, easily sold for gold. So that lets you know how much cotton was being picked to make those thick jeans. And for that to be sold for gold, they had to be pick a hell of cotton, man. So they was slaving Jake out hard, man. And that's why it was called Levi's, because it was a rats. And Levi is one of the tribes of Jacob. That's really our tribe, one of our tribes, because we the real people. But
so-called Haitians.
But yeah, that's why Levi jeans are called Levi's, because they're the ones that promoted that product through the slavery of Jake and sold that for gold. Anyway, go ahead.
It says Kentucky John M. Sutherland, Moses Tyler, and William Calk were among Kentucky's first most important distillers. They helped establish bourbon whiskey, opening sales channels while creating jobs and opportunity for the bluegrass state. They built Kentucky's signature industry with the help of slaves.
Yeah, because you got Kentucky whiskey. Anything else besides whiskey? What about? Didn't we look up Rawchaa?
Yeah. That's another article. I'm gonna pull up.
We looked up Rawchaa wine too, didn't we?
Yep. Right here. going into the Rothschilds, and I'm gonna look up. We'll see if I can find one specifically about the wine.
Okay.
But this is the Rothschild and Freshfield linked to slavery. Two of the biggest names in the city of London had previously undisclosed links to slavery in the British colonies.
Mm-hmm.
Documents seen by the Financial Times.
Let's let you know they're all the same people, man. You know? Go ahead.
Two of the biggest names in the city of London had previously undisclosed links to slavery in the British colonies. Oh, wait, it just says that. It says that twice for some reason. Then it says Nathan Mayer Rothschild, the banking family's 19th century patriarch, and James William Freshfield, founder of Freshfields. The top.
It said the banking families.
Yep.
So it's families of this banking system.
So, and a lake.
Yeah, only one. If Jake, I don't know. They say they got black banks. I don't believe it. I haven't seen it. I haven't read about it. Any article talking about no black banks. You know, but in any case, this is a banking family, man. These are families, you know, that got riches. That got the bank. Go ahead.
James William Freshfield, founder of Freshfields, the top city law firm.
Yeah, Jake got something called big bank take little bank. Well, Esau is the big bank that'll take Jake's bank, swallow Jake's bank up. Because guess what? If you open up a bank, you're a Negro and you claim you have your own bank, you open up a bank. Guess who you have to open up through? Esau. And it says in Deuteronomy that he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. So they got the money, they got the power, they got the banking system. Go ahead.
So the top city law firm benefited financially from slavery. Records from the National Archives show, even though both have often been portrayed as opponents of slavery. See, they try to make it seem like they don't really, they don't like slavery, but this is going on. That's going off.
But you know what? Even their opposition of slavery could concern a bad deal or a bad trading deal. You know, I think the slaves should be in this section or that. So that, they could label that as an opposition against slavery, but no, it's just because of the money involved in it. Just like the North and the South. The Emancipation Proclamation wasn't real; it was just transferring of ownership, man. You know, so if you playing a gamble and you playing a dice game or you into gambling and you playing against your friend, according to the game, he's the enemy in that game. But when y'all get through, y'all drinking champagne and going out and partying. But that was a good game, man. Shit, yeah, you got me on that. We'll play again. They still friends and shit, But in that game, they're going for the gold, and they'll just like these matches and shit, these UFC matches, they punch each other hard and they kick each other, almost break their neck, and afterwards they be like, man, this is my best friend, man. We taught each other, we trained together. So that don't matter, man. Go ahead.
And this is what you were talking about earlier. It says, in the case of Mr. Rothschild, the documents reveal for the first time that he made personal gains by using slaves as collateral.
See, collateral, and collateral is a how can I explain it? It's a front money to put up something in exchange for something when you ain't got the exact thing that the person is asking for. That's the best way I can explain it. Like if you ain't got all my money, well, if you ain't got, because I want money, well, here's some collateral. I'll give you my radio right now. I'll give you my bike for now. You know what I'm saying? And that'll be a collateral until I get that money.
Good.
Yeah,
it just says in banking dealings with the slave owner. That's the end of it. Yeah.
Time banking dealings with slave owner. And we could just tie that Rothschild wine into the whiskey industry and all that. And that's what they have built, industries to capitalize power too. You got the Hollywood industry, you got the sports industry, you got the what do we call it? you know, the car, industry, iron industry, and all that. They capitalized. They did all that capitalization of all that through slavery and all that. You know, and of course, the Britain helping them out, the England helping out, funding the slave ships, the so-called Jews funded the slave ships, man,
and the wars and stuff. This is what this article
and the wars,
about.
yeah.
This is what one of these articles is talking about.
Yeah,
right
and the war that when they came over here was war. When the Britons came over here and all that, it was war. French, Britain, and in Spain, it was war. So, who you think funded them with warships and war material and all that? Some of those main places, Spain and French and Britain. They would Man, we gotta get a scripture. What is that? Untreacherous dealings.
Yeah, it's Isaiah 33:1.
And then, like we said, they kind of do co-business with some of the chiefs or some of our people that were kind of in high seats. Not like them, but like the Jesse Jack type of asses, and then they kind of like mayors, the congressmen, like Ben and that space traders. He was in the high seat with them. And they asked him. He was just sitting back listening to the conversation that they was having, and they looked at him like, damn, we should be talking to him because he's black. He was the only black dude in there. And he's like, he know more about his people than we do. So what do you think they want? And then that's when they let him talk and all that. So they have those principal pieces, of our people in those high seas that they ask questions. And what do you think the Negroes need? What do you think? Not in concern to take care of us, but to empower them. To empower them, man.
Mm-hmm.
It says Isaiah 33:1. It says, "Woe to them, to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, thou shalt deal treacherously with thee." And there's another one that says unrighteous dealings. I want to get that one too.
Let me pull it up. Pull it up for you.
So this devil is trying to, he maneuvers and try to get in any way he can to empower himself, man. So he'll rub shoulders with our people and lift them up, have them sitting on certain platforms that share certain things of what they see in the world to control the people, control our people. So these leaders that they put in over Jake become detrimental and destructive to Jake, and they lead Jake into that same rabbit hole of servitude and conformity to these elites, just like Jesse Jackass and Al Sharp Tongue, man. Like they lead our people astray like a mud. What's the name? Martin Luther King. He was rubbing shoulders with them rats, man. You saw it, right? They got pictures of him rubbing shoulders with them, man. And he was a he somehow was a Baptist church dude, and he became a political figure, like among now, like even today, like Black History, this so-called Black History BS, they include him in that as a high favorite icon or whatever.
Naming streets after him and everything. Have a whole day for him.
Yeah, a whole day holiday, so-called Martin Luther King holiday. And they include that in Black History with Rosa Parks and all them people that was kind of rubbing show. How did Rosa Parks become one of the most known women in history and shit. And they ain't gonna let a Negro that's rebellious have a platform like that.
Yeah,
you think they're gonna? You think GMS would ever have a street in this fucking godforsaken place, America and shit? Hell no, they ain't gonna let, because they know that spirit don't do it, But hers did, and people like her. So that was all a prop, man.
Huh.
Yeah, Sirach 10 and 8 in the Apocrypha, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries and riches got by deceit. They did injuries, man. Riches got by deceit. They fooled our people. They oppressed our people into those fields. They came in with the ships and into captivity, put us in captivity, stole us from the land and all that, and got riches by that, man. You know how much they was picking doing all that with free labor. So because right now, back then, $10 was a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you pick cotton for a whole day, you could do a lot with that, to where you're able to manufacture some things to create an industry, a whole industry of where you're able to have machinery to work for you instead of slaves. Mm-hmm. So by the time they start working, a lot of them start really working with machines. That's when they gave Jacob these crappy ass jobs in these project neighborhoods. Like, yeah, we don't need them in the field no more, but we'll put them in some shacks and shit.
Yeah, I got another one.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think I finished that other one though.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I finished that one.
Yeah, no, you got it. I got it. Go right back to it. I forgot you still gotta finish it. Yeah, right here. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated, because it is a kingdom is translated from one people to another. So guess what? Most High is about to take this kingdom down and bring another kingdom in. And that kingdom is already talked about in the Apocrypha and all through the scriptures. Is going to be Jacob's kingdom, which is going to rule forever. Because this is not right. Unrighteous. Any kingdom that's set up with unrighteous dealings and treacherous dealings and unrighteous, and riches got by deceit and all this trickery, it ain't gonna stand. Because nobody likes a cheater when it comes to games, right? You play a card game, you play a dice game, you play Monopoly, whatever. Any game you play, and then even you can watch so-called Edomite children. I mean, you can watch Edomite children. Hey, you stole from me. They're the children of the wicked, but they know what stealing is.
Yep, they know
it's not right. Hey, why you do that? Why you take from me? So everybody knows that, like, hey, if it ain't right, we going to war. If you stole from us, we're going to war.
And that was different with Amalek, because they was just funding wars. They was just wasn't even really no issue. They were just doing it to get money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, now and then when they got high technology, they just had digital wars. Like, they could just make a video game war and people think it's real and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Afghanistan, like, it wasn't nothing out there. I was like, who is in Afghanistan?
Who the fuck is out there?
There's like 5 people in Afghanistan and shit. Like, I don't see nobody there.
It was like, it's straight for that oil.
Yeah, it was like we bombed them and shit, and the weapons of mass destruction. They was going around a Tonka toy and kids Legos and shit. I was like, what the fuck are they looking for?
Osama bin Laden there with a 1995 laptop hitting in the middle of a cave with enough signal to change the damn direction of
his Wi-Fi is perfect and shit.
Yeah, our shit be fucking glitching the fuck out. We got right in this
1,000 gigahertz of whatever you call it.
Bitch be crashing and shit.
You got a video every 5 hours. Damn. And then the thing I caught on too is, like, he looked the same on every video, like the same clothes, same movement and shit. I'm like, are they just putting these videos on repeat, acting like he's doing 1,000 videos and shit? He ain't doing that. Motherfuckers. They having wine with this motherfucker underground and shit. Who was the president at that time?
It was Obama, I think. No,
No, it was.
it
I
wasn't
think it was.
Obama. It was
Yeah, I
before
think
that.
it was.
Let me look it up.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
I be forgetting the president. We so. I mean, now we're dealing with today times. I think it was. I think it was Clinton.
No, yeah, right, yeah. In 2001, it was actually George W. Bush.
Bush. Yeah.
Yeah, it
I'm
was
tripping.
Bush.
Bush.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Because he
then
was trying to go
but
there
it
and
was
chill.
Baby Bush, right?
Yep,
Baby
because
Bush.
he was going to that class and
Mm-hmm.
he messed up and was talking about after the second plane hit.
Yeah.
When, they didn't even report that. It's like we didn't even tell you that yet, bro.
Mm-hmm. Because I get sometimes I get the dates of the Bushes mixed up because I think the Daddy Bush went into the Iraq, I think, and then Baby Bush went into Afghanistan, something like that.
Yeah, Clinton was Bill Clinton was basically president till 2001 and switched over to Baby Bush. So they were both president in 2001. It was just like a transfer.
Okay.
Yeah, because it says both of them. It says basically Clinton went until 2001, and that was the year it happened, and then you got Bush.
Because Clinton did 8 years, right?
Yeah, okay. So did Bush.
Oh yeah, kind. So Bush, Daddy Bush, and then Clinton came in, and then Baby Bush came in, but he came in right at the same time in 2001, right?
Yep. Yeah, they came. Yeah. Clinton finished his term in 2000.
Yeah, kind of. So basically, Ezekiel 28:5, by the great wisdom and by thy traffic, which is business, like Apostle say, this is the city of traffic, man. Like America would be saying, like, you ain't got no business being America if you ain't got no business. You know what I'm saying? Or people use that word often, like, you ain't got no business being here, Business. They had the 80s when they had Wall Street and stuff, like even Leonardo DiCaprio got that movie called Wolf of Wall Street, and that was during the 80s, where all the newspapers out. When they showed Superman, that one of the class Supermans that was in the 80s or something, and he worked at the Daily Planet, they were pumping out newspapers, but they would, they were promoting their growth in the economy and all that. So, when they say read out about it, the kids out there, and they're taking care of the wars and all that, like, you know what I'm saying? Being funded enough and having enough allies and shit. America had allies in World War II. Not so much now. It's different now, man. They don't talk, like the scriptures say, the weak shall say I'm strong. All these weak countries, they didn't use to talk shit before. Now they talk shit.
Yeah, Joel 3:10.
Yeah,
it's lucky.
By the great wisdom, Ezekiel 28:5, by the great wisdom and by the traffic has thou increased thy riches, man. Business and great wisdom, because they create, making all these inventions and all that. And building this industrial mega companies and stuff like that, and finding out how to even maneuver with Jake, what I'm saying? Just like we read about the whiskey industry and all that. He calculate and he know what's best, like to make more money from Jake. Shalom, I was on the comment board. Akyum and Akwathium. Thine heart, thy mind is lifted up because thy riches. Yeah, that's why he think he God. Because you could do any, like it says, money answers all things. It says, and it's a defense. You could talk somebody out of bombing your ass with riches and shit if you make a deal with them.
That's right.
That's why they have negotiations. Well, look, we'll give you, this and that. And okay, all right, because shit, when they push. And when other nations push for power and these other leaders push for power and they come across borders and all that, and they say, well, no, that's our border. Well, instead of fighting, let's come to a negotiation and come to head. What can I offer, or what can we offer to the table to make this, a better relationship, you know.
That's why the Lord put the spirit on the Medes, Russia, not to regard in silver or gold.
Yeah,
they're not gonna take no bribe.
Exactly. It says that in the scriptures.
Yep.
You know, they don't want that, man. They want and they're gonna find that's where they're gonna find out that gold and silver is not the ultimate power of anything, man.
Nope.
You know, it's basically a buying and selling tool. It it's an element too. It helps, but people use it as money in this world, as a form of money. But like America's disregarding the resources of this place, which got everything to do with a part of your money, your assets, and your value of your riches, so to speak. You know, the land. How you gonna pollute the land and then you can't offer nobody, well, I'll give you a part of this land. Remember, they was running like when they had the land rush, they were running for that land like it was made of gold. Now they polluting the land. Now land don't matter. They into this technology and into making bombs into this money and all that, and get into the digital currency, man. Because they know that's an ultimate bargaining device. That to make slaves, and use this, even with technology to say, look, we got advanced stuff over here. We dealing with metaverse stuff. We dealing with virtual reality. We on a high level. We on our projection. We got a Project Bluebeam and all that. Fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? So these people that got money is like, you know what? We gonna form the BRICS. If y'all doing that, we're gonna form the BRICS, and that's why they got the Bitcoin and all that.
Yeah, and they got more resources in America. Babylon the Great joined together. Like I seen an article that said, the BRICS, they got 42.6% of the oil, and it said America Babylon the Great by itself only got like 6-7%. Okay, so like they're starting to, and there was Iran had. That's like
probably why it's so high here too.
Yep, because they don't have enough, so they're taxing a lot, and that's why they're trying to go electric too, because they're going to run out of oil.
Yeah,
they're going to run out.
Because I heard after 2026 mistake, quote me, correct me if I'm wrong. I think after that they're not going to make no more petroleum-made cars. Everything is going to be ran on electric.
You're not going to be able to get them repaired either. They're not going to have no repair shops open, none of that. And they're going to put that meter in there where that motherfucker, you can't even go 10 miles over the speed limit. That's just going to trace you everywhere your ass go.
And to think that these electric cars and all that, that's why people are trying to, you'll hear some side commercials and side promotion and people talking about solar. And where they get that energy from the sun, something that the Most High made. So because they trying to escape this electrical, because they know it's going to be like crazy.
And trying to make that digital.
So they trying to. A lot of these people that do that solar stuff is those same people that got the mind state to get off the grid. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to do my own stuff, but they, because solar comes from the sun. That's why they got something called the solar system. So they don't want to be connected with this electrical world. If they could have a car that operates by the sun, they'll take that risk. Even if it's rainy days without the sun being out there, they'll take that risk because they don't want to pay. They don't want to be connected with the electrical world. And it's going to cost a lot. Solar don't cost you. I bought like, how you put those solar things for your garden will close out. And the solar is for your garden. It's cheap as hell. I got like 10 of them, and they lasted long too. And it lit up the yard, man. Opposed to me spending all this electrical and buying batteries and shit and all this electrical components instead just to have a light. You know what I'm saying? I could buy a solar panel and stuff to light up my whole house. Getting away from generators and all that. Generators cost a lot, man. $500 to $1,000. But look up solar panels and all that. They you can get more for your bargain, I think, with those. Because you know why? The energy is not coming from man-made stuff; it's coming straight from the sun.
Come.
You know, so they caught in a trick bag because they can't depend on the Most High because that's our power, and they can't depend on the system because it's about to fall. So all these people are going to be caught in a trick bag and in shambles because they ain't gonna know what to do. Should I do? Should I? Now they build underground tunnels and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, what Most High going to shake up the earth on that, you know?
Some people going to be caved in down there and start eating each other and everything.
Yeah,
man.
And they do. Like this construction workers, they get caught down there all the time. But what do? They don't do that because they're interested in construction work to where they have to dig, you know, 20 feet or whatever underground or whatever. They doing it because they making money. Even those high poles where you climb. The electrical lighting poles changing and stuff like that. I heard they make like 50,000 a year or 60,000 a year or something like that. So they'll climb up way up there, knowing that they risk their life or death. You know, risking their life up there, man. But they'll do it because they want that money. So a lot of people are still doing things and whatever they can for this money that's about to disappear on their asses. You know, they're gonna be like, damn, I'll risk my life. I ain't giving I'm risking my life for this. It's not gonna add up. You know, I'm risking my life every day. And for taxes, take out my check, for me being garnished, for me, whatever it is. The house is going into foreclosure just for this. Fuck that. So they're gonna try to find an escape, and their escapes, a lot of them escape is gonna be this digital currency, this digital world, and that's gonna lead them into the MOTB. Along with our people, a lot of our people are gonna be into that. They already into that virtual reality that they had a new device, shopping device. And there's one of these stores I'm not familiar with, but I looked on TikTok and they have the computer thing on the cart. Like you don't have to self checkout no more. Your computer self checkout computer system comes with the cart and shit. And it's just a plastic. You know, like they like those high digital. They act like this is high digital. You know those little plastic little toys sometimes kids play with, like a phone, and it lights up and it has a digital reading.
Mm-hmm.
That's for a kid. That's cheap. There ain't nothing for them to make these digital like type of plates and all that.
Yeah, it ain't nothing.
They probably got like a warehouse full of like millions of chips that you could buy. Just overflowing. They don't take nothing for them to make that chip and shit.
And a lot of that stuff that is high tech, they got it in Taiwan. That's why they scared about Taiwan getting attacked, because that's gonna really mess with they Qadash situation. Because 90% of the most valuable chips and for the most like high tech stuff is made in Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they keep all that regular shit over here.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff that the Neuralink is stuff, I get that shit from Taiwan. So you best believe there's going to be a war on that. Yeah. China's coming back for their land.
Yeah.
And it ain't even their land anyways.
A lot of that war got to do with that. And the underground cities we're talking about, like they have real high technical advancement in those tunnels.
Yeah,
because they thinking like if a nuclear war happened, we're gonna be underground and we want to see that shit in monitors. And we want to make sure everything's connected with these electrical devices so everything will work perfectly.
Moab got that one. They got a whole damn military base down there. It's like 6,800 feet underground, and that motherfucker can put 1 million people in there.
Yeah.
You know,
same thing with a subtropical.
Yeah. The subtropical.
And where is that? At?
That was in
I forget.
It's in America, Babylon the Great, but let me see.
It's in damn. We'll close after this.
I'll look at It's in Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay, Kansas City, Missouri.
Yep, that's the place.
Yep. And they got a million people could fit in there.
And it's just this is the stuff that they just showing you. Like they
Yeah.
got all types of stuff.
Yeah, man. It's
that
people.
They're not saying
There's
nothing
people
about.
underground under us right now. People back then, people didn't even believe in underground cities, man. They didn't believe like, that's conspiracy theories. No, they showing you on YouTube, man. Rick Ross is talking about some underground shit.
Yeah, and they got it like to where it's like air conditioned. They said that Subtropolis place like 160 feet beneath the surface, so it's not as like deep as the other places, but this is supposed to be a business complex.
Yeah,
and then it said they keep the temperature 65 to 70 degrees.
But the width of that, how it expands out, is crazy.
Yeah, it's like he drove through that thing for like 10, 12 minutes.
Yeah,
and was driving there. On some places he was driving, he couldn't even go because they were still building that shit. You know?
Yeah, man. So that lets you know we definitely in the end times. We definitely in the time of the MOTB. They definitely want us chipped. They definitely want the mass control to where they're going to be controlling underground and so-called firmaments, whatever, with their satellites and all that, you know. And hey, we just messengers, man. We're watchmen also, man. Like we don't got no power, man. But they scared of us because we do have power. Yahawah, Yahawashi, we do have power. We're talking about them going into slavery. We're talking about reincarnation. We're talking about no matter how much they dig up on the earth, we're gonna dig them out. We're gonna find them out and pull them out. No matter how much they climb into the heavens, we're gonna take them down by the spirit of Yahawah Yahawashi. That's what Yahweh said.
That's how you gonna know how strong the spirit is when he turned this thing all the way on. Right now, he got this thing on level 1.
Yeah,
he turned this thing on. You one of those men?
It's probably level. Yeah,
it's through.
Probably,
yeah, you know.
Yeah,
he turned this thing all the way on. You flying and beaming people and throwing people in space and. Sheesh.
Hey man, the Most High. It says, "No weapon shall form against me shall prosper." And them church people, no weapons, y'all like they it's vague with them, man. They're gonna get in trouble for shortening Most High, meaning of his power.
Mocking him, basically.
Yeah, mocking him, man. That means that it's the enemy gonna come in like a flood. That this is a declaration of war, that they're gonna bring weapons against us. Shit, all the stuff that they're doing is weaponry against the Israelites. The poison in the air, the food system, they're trying to kill us with that. The plastic in the waters and all that, they're trying to kill us. The plagues that they bring in, or the diseases that they create in the lab, that's targeting us. So no weapon formed against us shall prosper, man. Because Most High going to lift up a standard against these devils. So that's what we hoping for. You ain't saved. When Christians say they saved, you ain't saved from this destruction yet, man. You ain't saved from no destruction, man. You have to be saved from something, man. And these people are going to come and try to bring down heavy wrath, extreme prejudice. That's what you want to be saved from, man. That's when you say, it said, he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. This is not the, it said it should be rumors of wars and rumors of wars, but the end is not yet. So the end ain't came yet. He that endured to the end. So what are they talking about? They saved already, man.
They don't know what they talking about.
They don't know what they talking about, man. So we hoping we the elect, we hoping we get them powers, but if not, we hoping at least we could be martyrs for Yahawashi, Yahawah Yahawashi. If we're not, we don't have the powers, at least do a good deed in the name of Yahawah Yahawashi, in the name of righteousness, man. Because that's what we're gonna that's what we heading toward, to this next kingdom anyway. Won't talk too much, man. And hopefully it was some good information that we shared. Hopefully we was edified. Giving all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Once again, man, all praises to the Father. He is to be, Yahawah, his Son. He's the deliverer, Yahawashi, in the name of the Holy Spirit, and we hope it was edifying. Till next time. Shalom.
Shalom.